Your favorite win so far?
Hands down. Just super proud of those guys. You know, nothing for me, but it's good to see those guys feel good about it. To keep battling and have it happen for them, to not give in and keep grinding and keep going, and having them be able to come back and finish it off and get it done and feel good about it. You know, we've had some tough ones, you know, on the other end of that, but for them to come through on our end and get one late like that, just super happy for those guys in there. They deserve it, and you know, just keep battling and keep grinding. Good things can happen. So that's what they're doing.
Well, I know you never want to make too much out of one game, but big picture, how big was this win? Considering rubber match of the series, 500 in Pac-12 play, it felt like a big turning point.
I think it, you know, it was big. It was bigger than just the one game. I think today, you know, you can kind of sense it. We're at that point in the season where, you know, we gotta win series, and you know, this was one of those that we, you know, you're down one of your big guns and you lose yesterday, you know, kind of ugly, and today it was kind of a bounce back game and see what you're made of, and after getting down huge, and just being resilient and keep coming back and keep throwing punches, and good things happen. So you know, again, just the momentum of that shift, but you know, taking 2 or 3 from, you know, a talented Cal team, you know, hopefully that's something that gives us some momentum, you know, continue moving forward.
Coach, was the decision to put Cam in after Ethan got ejected due in part to Blake pitching, having 50 pitches yesterday? You mentioned that he was probably off limits as far as pitching goes, or was he just the first guy that you knew you wanted to get out in his replacement?
You know, I felt, you know, Cam kind of got rid of the monkey on his back yesterday with the base hit, and you know, he's been putting together good batting practices, and you know, I just kind of felt something in my gut that said I wanted to go with him right there. You know, sometimes you can overthink yourself, and to me that was just kind of a gut reaction. Wanted him out there. I just kind of thought, you know, something good was going to happen with him out there. So he's been working hard and keeping his mouth shut and doing what he's supposed to do, as you know, so is Piv as well. But yeah, Piv did throw a lot of pitches yesterday, but I think, you know, that really didn't factor into it more so than I just felt, you know, kind of a gut to go with Cam right there.
How cool is it to see the younger guys contribute in a big way today?
Makes me happy. Because I know I've been in those shoes before. I know what it's like to be a freshman coming in and trying to find your way, and you know, those guys stepping up, you know, each and every one of them did something to impact that game, which was pretty neat to see. Ryan Campos did a phenomenal job behind the plate. Jacob Tobias coming in and pinch hitting and doing a good job. Alex Champagne coming up again with tying running third and getting a big base hit, and then Cam, you know, coming in and getting thrown kind of right in there surprisingly, and coming up with a big triple there, bases loaded. That just makes you happy when those guys come through like that. You feel the emotion for them, kind of, because you've been there, or I've been there, and I just get excited for them. So maybe sometimes a little too excited, but you know, I'm happy for those guys.
What was the vibe like before the comeback really started with the 5-run spot in the bottom of the 5th? Like, what did you hear from the players?
You know, if I'm being honest, you know, I felt that if we could just put together one decent inning, that we'd be within striking distance. You know, if there is one, you know, if there's a chink in the Cal team's armor, we knew if we get into their bullpen, we had a shot to put together a big inning or two. So I just knew if we could somehow stop the bleeding there, and I know we were down, what, 9-2. If we could kind of just stop the momentum of their offense and try to get our guys one inning to get closer, that something could happen late. And you know, Chase Webster, I can't say enough about the job he did. 4 innings, 2 hits, threw the heck out of it and really stepped up big time. So you know, again, a lot of great individual performances, but you know, from a team character standpoint, that's as good as it gets.
Is the plan for Webster to still be that guy that comes in for some chunk innings once every weekend? Coach Barraza mentioned that the other week, just because his recovery time is a little less, but wouldn't you want to have him out there maybe a couple times a weekend, given how he's performed lately?
You know, we're going with the best available that we have every day. We can't plan too far ahead, especially we got to wait and see how Tyler Meyer bounces back and if he's available. But yeah, obviously Webby, if he throws the ball like that, we'd like to use him as much as possible. So, but you know, the key is try not to overwork him, but get him in enough and successful situations. And you know, he did outstanding today. So.
Going back to the freshmen for a second, Campos in particular, how impressed are you? You mentioned last week that you were going to give him more opportunities. How impressed are you, not only with the home run, but with the next at bat, the 12 pitch walk, and just how he just seems to be seeing the ball at the plate right now?
Well, I mean, that was really the home run was obviously a great swing, but you know, the backbreaker was the at bat that he put on. You know, that kid's throwing 96, 97 miles an hour. And yeah, when you say 12 pitch at bat, I mean, it's pretty impressive for a freshman to do that with the game on the line, really, and working a walk. Those are the at bats that, you know, we've been on the other side of before, and those are the ones that start rallies and just really take the heart out of the other guys. So for him to be able to put together an AB like that, it's pretty dang impressive. So again, happy for Campy as an individual, but again, I'll stress it, I'm just happy for that whole squad in there. They needed this one.
To go off of that, a guy at the beginning of the year in Campos who was just backing up Baez, who now you can keep his bat in the lineup in the outfield or vice versa with Nate back there. How big is that for your lineup, almost having like with Davis and Tobias switching off in the DH first base, it's kind of the same scenario where you can keep him in the lineup as well? Yeah,
I mean, you know, that's part of trying to find the right recipe on certain days, and you know, it's great that we have the flexibility to do that with those guys. Campy is capable, more than capable of playing in the corner outfield spots. So is Nate. Nate can also play third, first, second. He's kind of a jack of all trades. And the best part about it is those guys don't have an ego. They're not, well, I should be catching, this guy should be, you know, why is this happening? They're both whatever the team needs, and you need those guys. You need those type of players to do whatever it takes. Because there might be times we're trying to shuffle another bat in the lineup and somebody's got to move somewhere. And so those guys have been extremely selfless and doing whatever it takes for us to put the best team on the field that day. And I don't anticipate anything changing with those two. They got great mentalities, great mindsets, and they put the team first.
Going back to Chase, Cal offense was rolling 14 runs last night, 9 runs through 5 innings today. What specifically did you see that he was able to do to stifle the offense for 4 innings?
Land his breaking ball to keep him off balance. You know, Chase, when he's able to do that, he has a, you know, some would say a power arm. He's low to mid-90s at times. You know, but if he can't land the breaking ball ever, then it's guys can just sit and wait for the fastball. He was able to keep guys off balance today, land the breaking ball to where they had to honor that and swing at it, which, you know, that makes that low to mid-90s play even higher. So, you know, but down to the strike zone, 0 walks. You know, you've heard me say that before, I think. No walks, and pounded the strike zone, landed his off speed for strikes, and kept them off balance. So, extremely happy with the job he did.
You talked about how you told guys, you know, put the ball in play and good things will happen. And is Joe Lampe kind of hitting into a Bill Buckner type play there kind of prove positive of that for you?
Well, I mean, it's certainly better than the alternative of walking back to the dugout. You never know what can happen if you put the ball in play. So you keep the pressure on the defense, and sometimes you get a lucky break, you know. And we know this because we've been on the other side of that, where it's like, man, just ball kicks something and takes a different hop. That it's like, why does that always go against us? Well, you never know unless you put it in play. So. I'm not asking guys to just tap it out there, but at the end of the day, when you get 2 strikes, we got to put the ball in play, and good stuff can happen. So, you know, we got. I'll take the luck on that one. You know, sometimes good things happen when you put the ball in play. So I'll take it.
Going into a rivalry game as a coach versus a player here, does that give you a different mindset, or are you just as excited when you're strapping on the uniform yourself?
Well, I'm starting to realize I'm not a player anymore. You know, but this is, I'm excited, super excited about Tuesday. I think those guys in there know I'm excited about it. You know, this is why you play college baseball. It is for these kind of games to experience the highs and unfortunately sometimes the lows. When you experience the lows, it makes these games like this feel that much better. But when you go into a rivalry game like this, you know, the gloves are off and here we go. Like, you know, we are a little bit beat up and, you know, but hey, it's a rivalry game, let's go, we don't care. And I'm sure their mindset's gonna be the same way, and it'll be a lot of fun on Tuesday night. I would imagine this place will be popping a little bit. So, you know, I'm excited. I know those guys better be excited too, because this is what kind of rivalry games make it fun. This is what it's all about.
I hate to have to ask about negative among the many positives from today's comeback effort, but from Tulloch, his control was fine today. I mean, he had one walk, but it just seemed like Cal's bats were getting to him. What did you see technically behind his struggles?
You know, the one thing I'll say about Tully on the positive side is he continued to battle. You know, he didn't give in. He kept trying to pump the strike zone. You know, sometimes you just got a little bit, and you know, they put up 12 hits. We didn't help him out defensively on some plays that I thought should have been made, that ultimately led to, you know, some runs that probably shouldn't have. But you know, was he as sharp as he can be? Absolutely not. I think there's more in Tully there. We've all seen it, but you know, a step in the right direction. You know, if you look at the line, it's like, what's the step in the right direction? But for me, it was he still managed to continue competing. Even though things weren't pretty, he continued to compete. And to me, that's a big step in the right direction. So he'll get it right. He cares, and we'll continue to work with him and hopefully get him back to form. But the main thing, you know, I'll turn the negative into a positive. He just kept competing, and take away the line score, he just he didn't give in. So again, only walked one hitter, and sometimes you know, sometimes they get you. And today was kind of one of those examples. So, but he continued to battle till I took him out.
Given what happened with Ethan there in the seventh, how much leeway do you give your guys to kind of chat with umpires, chirp at umpires, and did you think it was a little bit of a quick hook?
Depends what you say. I don't advocate for us saying anything to an umpire. I've told them that before. We got to keep our emotions under control. Bottom line, and I don't advocate our guys chirping at another team, especially chirping to an umpire. You're not going to win. You know, that's my job to get tossed, not his. You know, did I think the second pitch was a little bit down? Sure, could have been. You know, but it's part of the game. You got to be above that and go ahead and battle the next pitch and on to the next thing. So Ethan knows that. Ethan's a great kid. I'll have his back any day of the week. But we got to be able to keep our emotions under control, and you know, we got fortunate tonight that Cam came up with a big hit in that situation, but that's his spot right there. You know, with the bases loaded, and you know, he didn't have the opportunity to win that game. Cam did. So you know, those are things that just the maturation process, I guess, on things. But yeah, I can't stand when our guys talk to umpires or chirp at another team. To me, that's not what we're about. That's not what Arizona State's about, and that's something we'll certainly clean up. And I'll talk to Ethan about it. He knows. I think he thought he got the little bit of a quick hook right there, but you know, it's like, hey man, when you say that, he ain't gonna wait around. You know, I mean, I don't blame him. So, but you know, Ethan's a great kid. It's just there's times where we gotta keep the emotions under control a little bit more.